A deep dive into very important people, uncovering the sociology of the beauty economy. The allure and truth of nightclubs. Under the midnight glow of Manhattan's neon lights, marquees entrance buzzes with activity as young women in high heels are ushered into the VIP section, while regular patrons wait in long lines. Have you ever wondered why they enter without a ticket, gliding past the crowd? Very important people, status and beauty in the global party circuit unveils the secrets behind this glamorous facade. Sociologist Ashley Mears, posing as a party girl, immersed herself in the world's top nightclubs for 18 months. With sharp ethnographic observation, she documents how wealth, beauty, and power intertwine in this new gilded age, creating a spectacle of conspicuous consumption and social inequality. This book is not just a chronicle of nightlife but a mirror reflecting modern society's desires and hierarchies. Through first-hand accounts, Mears reveals how nightclubs serve as stages for the wealthy to flaunt status, young women are packaged as ornaments, and the social costs of this revelry remain hidden. Who, you might ask, are the real stars of this party? Join Mears as she steps into this dazzling, disorienting world to uncover its mechanics and deeper meaning. 2. The surface of the party, models and bottles. Step into Miami's Live nightclub, where flashing lights and booming DJ beats fill the air, and VIP booths sparkle with champagne and smiling young women. Mears describes the models and bottles model. Nightclubs invite young women for free to draw in wealthy spenders, who signal status with $5,000 bottles of Dom Pérignon. More than a drink, that champagne is a symbol of power. What looks like a party is, in reality, a carefully orchestrated transaction. At New York's One Oak, Mears details how a model promoter named Isabel operates. She sifts through hundreds of applicants daily, selecting women who meet high-end criteria, at least 5'9" tall, aged 18-20, with an international look. These women are placed at VIP tables with tycoons or celebrities, often receiving only free meals, no cash. Isabel admits, they're not here for money but for a ticket to high society. Mears observes that this system ties beauty to status, turning women into tools to drive consumption while clubs profit. This dynamic plays out globally. In 2018, London's Cirque du Soleil sparked controversy with its models-only party. A Middle Eastern tycoon named Vincent rented the venue for £100,000, inviting 50 models to enhance the scene. He told the press, "It's an investment in showcasing my influence." Drawing on economist Thorstein Veblen's theory of conspicuous consumption, Mears argues that nightclubs are stages for the wealthy to build social capital through extravagance. Such parties are common not only in London and Miami but also in Tokyo and Hong Kong. Tokyo's V2 nightclub, for instance, is known for model nights that attract financial elites and promoters. Have you noticed how these parties hinge on more than money? They're built on a carefully staged social hierarchy? This model is no accident. It's the core of nightclub culture. Mears describes how a Miami promoter named Drexel built a network of models. He collaborates with clubs to ensure a steady supply of high-quality women in VIP areas to lure big spenders. Drexel's team even trains models on how to dress, interact with clients, and gracefully deflect inappropriate advances. This meticulous management turns nightclubs into highly organized economic machines. Mears notes that models don't just create ambience, they drive competition, pushing wealthy clients to outspend each other. Have you ever considered how these glamorous parties are so precisely choreographed? The complexity goes beyond appearances. Mears recounts how a New York club manager named Cassandra works with promoters to control the model ratio each night. Cassandra revealed that clubs adjust model numbers based on clientele, such as assigning more Eastern European models for Middle Eastern patrons to match their aesthetic preferences. This customized service makes nightclubs a tailored arena of power. Mears explains that this strategy boosts spending and fosters client loyalty through differentiated experiences. During Miami's 2019 Art Basel, Live curated a party for a Saudi prince, featuring models from Paris and Milan, with spending reaching $500,000. Citing sociologist Georg Simmel's social forms theory, Mears argues that nightclubs craft a social theater where status and beauty create an immersive illusion. This theater captivates not just tycoons but also regular patrons willing to pay high cover fees for a glimpse of the VIP world. Have you ever thought about how these curated parties manipulate our desires? 3. The economic logic. Monetizing status. Nightclubs are more than lights and music, they're microcosms of economic systems. Mears reveals how clubs monetize status, turning wealth into social influence. VIP booths are tiered by price, with prime tables near the dance floor costing up to $20,000 a night, while regular areas go for a few hundred. This tiered system lets the wealthy buy prestige, not equality, as Mears puts it. In nightclubs, money buys status, not fairness. At Dubai's Cavalli Club, Mears describes a tycoon named Khalid who became the night's focal point by spending $300,000. His booth, surrounded by models and champagne, was lit with sparklers, drawing every eye. This excessive consumption isn't waste, it's a symbolic investment in status. French sociologist Pierre Bourdieu's symbolic capital theory applies here. Money, through ritualized displays, becomes social recognition and power. Khalid's spending not only made him the star of the night but also amplified his business image via social media. In Shanghai, similar scenes unfolded in 2023, an entrepreneur named Hang Yu spent 500,000 RMB on limited edition Ace of Spades champagne to impress business peers. He later said, "It's not about drinking, it's about doing business." Mears argues that this logic stems from competition for scarce resources, be it VIP tables or premium models, as symbols of status. Clubs amplify scarcity to convert money into power. This economic logic also drives the global franchising of nightlife. Las Vegas's XS, part of the Wynn Group, standardizes the VIP experience across locations from Vegas to Macau. Mears notes that this model attracts local tycoons and global tourists willing to pay premium prices for the XS experience. In 2019, a Japanese entrepreneur named Hao spent $150,000 at XS to impress international clients. His actions reflect a broader trend in the globalization of nightclub economics. Have you ever wondered why nightclubs are such perfect stages for global status transactions? The deeper mechanics lie in scarcity. Mears explains that clubs create a scarcity effect by controlling entry, screening clients, and curating models, inflating desire to spend. Hong Kong's Dragon Eye, for example, enforces strict door policies, admitting only those with the right look or spending power into VIP areas. This exclusivity makes customers pay premiums for the privilege of being chosen. Drawing on economist Joseph Stiglitz's information asymmetry theory, Mears notes that clubs use opaque VIP criteria to heighten this scarcity effect. Have you sensed how nightclubs thrive on manipulating scarce resources? Information asymmetry also shapes marketing. Mears observes that clubs like London's Annenberg cultivate mystery by sharing party details only through private invitations. This tactic makes invitees feel elite, driving spending. A British banker named Omar spent £20,000 on a table at Annenberg to impress clients, fueled by the prestige of being selected. Mears cites psychologist Daniel Kahneman's loss aversion principle. Fear of missing out on rare opportunities pushes people to pay steep prices. In Tokyo, Ajiha uses limited tickets and secret guests to draw business elites and influencers. Have you noticed how nightclubs turn consumption into a psychological game? 4. Gender roles, the currency of beauty. Nightclubs aren't just showcases of wealth, they're microcosms of gender inequality. Mears points out that young women are cast as decorative figures, their beauty a tool to attract wealthy spenders, yet this role marginalizes them. Take Sophie, a London model, who was required to attend 3 parties a week, standing in heels for hours, earning only a free dinner. He told Mears, "I thought this was my ticket to high society, but I was just scenery." Citing feminist scholar Catherine Hakim's erotic capital theory, Mears explains how women leverage beauty for social opportunities in clubs. But this capital comes at a cost. Sophie hoped to meet investors to advance her modeling career but found herself trapped in a to-be-looked-at role, far from real power circles. Mears notes that women must maintain a delicate balance of being approachable yet unattainable, making them both central and peripheral to the party. This dynamic is global. During the 2019 Cannes Film Festival, an Eastern European model named Elena was invited to a yacht party with promises of meeting Hollywood producers. She spent hours preparing, only to be asked to pour drinks, with no career breakthrough. Mears reflects, "Beauty is a passport in nightclubs, but also a shackle. This gender game extends beyond clubs to fashion and entertainment industries." Mears details how women's roles are carefully crafted by promoters and club managers, requiring specific charm while avoiding being too forward to preserve allure. Miami promoter Drexel, for instance, trained models on smiling and body language to maximize client spending. He admitted, "They're the soul of the party, but they can't steal the show." This scripting shapes not just the models but the broader gender norms of nightclub culture. Mears argues that women are treated as temporary actors, existing to elevate the status of wealthy men, not to pursue their own value. Have you considered why beauty comes at such a high price in this world? The cost isn't just time and energy, it's psychological. Mears recounts how Vera, a Ukrainian model, lost confidence working in clubs. Once a regular at Milan Fashion Week, Vera spent heavily on cosmetics, fitness, and surgeries to meet club's high-end image. She confessed, "Every party left me feeling hollow." Mears suggests this burden stems from nightclub culture's extreme demands on women's appearance, tying their worth to looks. In 2018, Paris's Lark nightclub faced backlash for requiring models to submit full-body photos and health certificates, highlighting their objectification. Drawing on psychologist Carl Rogers' self-concept theory, Mears argues that club culture undermines women's inner identity by prioritizing external standards. In Hong Kong, a model named Liang Jing quit after refusing breast augmentation, losing her promoter's favor. Have you thought about how nightclubs reshape women's self-perception through appearance standards? Gender roles also fuel competition among women. Mears describes Natasha, a Russian model in New York, vying for prime VIP spots against other models. Natasha invested heavily in her appearance to stay high on promoters' lists, earning more invites but feeling exhausted. "I don't know who I'm living for." Mears argues this competition isn't just personal choice, it's a distortion of women's value by nightclub culture. Have you considered how this gender game affects women's sense of self? 5. Power hierarchies, the micro-society of nightclubs. Clubs are more than party venues, they're magnifying glasses for social stratification. Mears shows how clubs create a micro-society through entry policies, table assignments, and model selection. VIPs enjoy exclusive service, while regular patrons jostle in crowded dance floors. This hierarchy extends beyond money to race, gender, and appearance. At New York's Marquee, Mears recounts how Amir, an Indian tycoon, was denied VIP access despite his wealth deemed not international enough. His experience reveals clubs' unspoken standards favoring white or Middle Eastern clients, marginalizing others. Citing Bourdieu's concept of distinction, Mears argues that clubs reinforce class and racial boundaries through exclusion. In Singapore, Zouk nightclub mirrors this stratification. A Chinese student named Lin Xin was turned away from the VIP area for not looking high-end enough. She remarked, "Money isn't enough, you have to look the part." Mears suggests that clubs act as testing grounds for status, where wealth secures privilege and others are sidelined. This stratification reflects broader societal inequalities. At Monaco's Jimmy's, Mears notes that door policies assess not just wealth but appearance and social connections. A French student named Clara was denied entry for being not fashionable enough, despite a reservation. He later learned clubs prioritize customers with social media clout to boost brand visibility. This exclusivity echoes 19th century European aristocratic salons, modernized for today's elite. Have you noticed how nightclub barriers mirror broader social hierarchies? This stratification spreads through globalized nightlife. Ibiza's Pacha has expanded to Dubai and New York, blending VIP models with local culture to attract global elites. Spanish entrepreneur named Rafael spent €100,000 on a birthday party at Pacha Ibiza, inviting clients from London and Dubai. He said, "It's not just a party, it's a global networking hub." Mears, citing sociologist Saskia Sassen's global cities theory, argues that clubs are nodes of transnational capital and power, amplifying inequality worldwide. In Shanghai, M1's international nights draw expats and local tycoons, with VIP entry tied to social media followings. Have you considered how nightclubs globalize local inequalities? Stratification also affects staff. Mears shares the story of Diego, a Miami waiter who faced demanding VIPs, like delivering specific champagne in 30 seconds or risking complaints. He said, "We're invisible, but the party doesn't happen without us." Mears notes that service workers, at the bottom of the hierarchy, sustain the system but receive little recognition. This power structure makes nightclubs a microcosm of wealth, status, and labor disparities. Have you thought about the roles everyone plays in this micro-society? 6. The broader impact of consumer culture. Nightclub culture extends beyond parties, reshaping consumption and relationships via social media. Mears notes that clubs amplify conspicuous consumption on platforms like Instagram. Champagne sprays and model selfies become symbols of success, enticing even non-elites to chase these markers at great cost. At Los Angeles' Delilah, Mears observed middle-class youths borrowing to afford VIP experiences. A marketing assistant named Chloe spent $5,000 on a table to post photos with celebrities, saying, "It made me feel closer to that world." Citing psychologist Robert Cialdini's social proof theory, Mears argues this chase is driven by a craving for belonging, not true fulfillment. In China, this trend is surging. In 2023, a Shanghai club's 100,000 RMB party package drew young professionals. A programmer named Ho Ran said, "You're buying a feeling, not just drinks." Mears warns that this culture fuels a consumerist trap, leading people to lose themselves in the pursuit of status. Nightlife also reshapes relationships. During the 2017 Cannes Film Festival, an influencer named Ava gained millions of likes posting yacht party photos. Her success landed brand deals, but she admitted, "I have to keep partying, or my relevance fades." Mears suggests this exposure economy extends nightclub culture into virtual spaces, pushing ordinary people to mimic elite lifestyles and fueling consumerism. Have you noticed how social media spreads nightclub illusions to wider audiences? Nightlife also shapes career aspirations and self-perception. Mears observed young people viewing clubs as gateways to fashion or entertainment. A London student named Leela worked as a party girl hoping to meet designers but got stuck managing her image, her goals out of reach. Mears argues that club culture's success illusion misleads youth into equating consumption and appearance with long-term gains, often leading to wasted resources and stress. Have you considered how nightlife redefines success for young people? This illusion is reinforced by brand partnerships. Paris's VIP room collaborated with Louis Vuitton to host a party showcasing limited edition bags, drawing influencers and models. A French student named Emma spent thousands on a bag to emulate the socialite look online. Mears notes that such partnerships tie nightlife to luxury consumption, intensifying competitive spending among youth. Have you seen how clubs push consumerism to extremes through branding? 7. Breaking free. Redefining self-worth. How do we navigate the allure and inequality of nightclub culture? Mears doesn't prescribe answers but inspires reflection on personal and societal responsibility. Nightclubs offer instant gratification but distract from deeper values. As Mears writes, the VIP world is a mirror, reflecting our cravings for status and beauty and their emptiness. Take Maya, a New York model who quit the club scene at 28. She turned to documentary photography, capturing the lives of the city's underclass, finding true purpose. Maya said, "Clubs made me feel important. Photography made me feel real." Mears suggests that escaping nightclub culture means redefining success through inner growth, not consumption or looks. Maya's shift wasn't easy. She faced financial strain and social isolation, but perseverance built her a new community. On a societal level, Mears advocates for fairer entertainment cultures. Berlin's Berghain, with its no VIP policy, treats all patrons equally, dismantling wealth-based barriers. A German youth named Lucas found belonging there, saying, "No one's above anyone else, just music and freedom." Mears recommends reducing social media dependence and focusing on real relationships to resist consumerism. Businesses can foster inclusivity with transparent pricing and open events. In 2023, a Hong Kong club launched community nights, scrapping VIP sections to encourage equal interaction. A local designer named Chen Ying said, "It made me rethink what entertainment means." Mears sees such efforts as small but promising steps toward change. Are you ready to step back from the nightclub illusion and seek a truer self? Change takes courage. Mears notes that some models break free by learning new skills or building independent careers. A Brazilian model named Sofia, once a São Paulo club regular, studied marketing online and became a fashion brand's PR manager. She said, "Clubs showed me another world, but learning gave me control of my future." Mears stresses that such shifts require rethinking self-worth and societal support for opportunities. Are you ready to take that first step toward change? Epilogue. From revelry to awakening. When the nightclub lights dim and the champagne bubbles fade, what remains? Very Important People is more than a book about parties. It's a mirror of modern society's desires and inequalities. Through 18 months of observation, Mears reveals how wealth buys status, beauty becomes capital, and these transactions are glamorized in the whirlwind of nightlife. Have you ever been drawn into this illusion? What's the cost behind it? This book's power lies in exposing nightlife's mechanics and prompting reflection on how consumer culture shapes us. From tycoons' extravagance to models' hustle to ordinary people's chase, everyone seeks their place in this frenzy. Mears reminds us that true value lies not in VIP booths but in honest self-reflection and societal engagement. Next time you step into a club, will you pause to ask, "Why am I here?" Let's awaken from this revelry and find our own light.